Dun, 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 dun. All right. All right. Pause because you weren't using the app. And now, good. Discard video. How's everybody doing today on YouTube? This is pissing me off. I can't get this to work. I'm trying to get all pause because you weren't using the app. It says I'm live, but I don't know what's going on here. We're telling the followers you started a live video and it's not working. JD Talking Sports, we're just going to get it going. Okay? Because, all right. And now I'm pissed. Now I got to start over again. Okay. So, and stream. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait. All right. JD Talking Sports. Josh is live. Got to give props right off the bat to Gumbo Chef's son, August. He set a PR, personal record, personal best in the 5K, 26:52. Took off a lot of time, actually. Props to him. That's blown away. Kid is awesome. So I want to give props where props are due. And yeah, I don't understand what's going on with Instagram. Pause because I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but it's not working. And it's pissing me off beyond belief. Says I'm not using the app. Well, that's all I am is using the app here, guys. So work the way it should be. And yeah, I don't understand what's going. Yeah, you're now live. Now it's working. Bada bing, bada boom. We're back. It's good. Josh is here. Good morning. Congrats to August 26:52 on a 5K, which is phenomenal. Happy belated birthday to Lon. I missed his birthday. Also, Fred, Blue, I love you. Happy birthday to you. I have a picture up of Alec Thomas, the youngest at 23, and I love these stats, to hit a game-tying home run in the 8th inning or later. Yes, send them to YouTube. It's perfect here. Yes, I will send them to YouTube. It is, I think there's a site where I can be on all of my streaming sites and not have to worry about is everybody getting everything, which is what the goal is to do in the future. So I think I found one called StreamYard, which again costs money. So if maybe we'll start a collection. I also want to get the company on a group show. They had their fantasy basketball draft. I don't know if Josh talked to the company about doing it, but I said, let's make that happen. We shall see if that happens. So Alec Thomas, youngest at 23 to hit a game-tying home run in the 8th inning or later. I passed out last night, and I was the designated driver today. I was supposed to be in Texas this weekend. I got a sinus infection, so I didn't go. They're playing Houston, so they have a designated driver because they were going to drink and I was going to drive. So it ends up that I was going to see Houston, Texas today. I could have seen Houston, Texas in football today. And tomorrow I could have seen Houston, Texas in baseball, game 6 tomorrow, because the Rangers have lost 3 in a row at home. And yesterday was the first time that the home team had a lead in the series in the 5th game. And back in 2019, the Astros, when no home team won a playoff game. And that's the last time and actually the Nationals beat the Astros in 7 games that year. So maybe Houston can Texas go in and win 2 in a row. I'm not sure. There was a fight yesterday. So what's his name? Got kicked out, got ejected. He hit a home run and then he got a pitch inside, got into it with Maldonado. Maldonado says, don't poke the bear, which he did. Yeah, wait, I'm trying to find who. Yeah, who was it? Yeah, Garcia hit the home run a couple of innings before. Then he came up in the 8th with a man on. He got ejected. Abreu got ejected. Dusty Baker got ejected. Dusty Baker was kind of like doing a Davey. Who was the former Mets manager who had on the mustache and everything? He had on that look. He was hiding, trying to watch from outside. Who the hell was the old Mets? Bobby. Oh, how come I see his name? What the hell was his Mets manager mustache? Mets manager fake mustache. Bobby Valentine. That's what I was thinking of. And that happened, and now they went in, and the most home runs now in ALCS history is Altuve with 11. He just passed Manny Ramirez, and now that's 11. He passed Ramirez. Manny Ramirez had 10 in the ALCS, which is crazy. So now Altuve has 11, and Altuve is only behind Manny Ramirez in career home runs in the postseason with 26. And Hal said he's the greatest of all time. And I'm like, greatest. We actually got into an argument because he called Yankee fans assholes. They're fucking assholes. Because we boo our guys and everything. I don't know. Did you watch the Saints game? Saints fans were booing the team on third. And he goes, we don't boo for our guys because he's bringing up how Judge went in a slump and they were booing him and why would he re-sign with the Yankees? And I was like, well, if guys play like shit, you call them out. And he goes, well, we don't do that with our players. We never boo them. Well, I go, we boo them all the time. Stanton's getting paid a shitload of money. The Mets did it with their team. Yankees do it all the time. It's what have you done for me lately? Great. I'm glad that the Astros won 7 straight. They've gone to the ALCS 7 straight years, going for their 2nd straight championship. But he's acting like they're the greatest. He sends me shit all the time because they're defending champs. I'm like, dude, you've won two World Series titles. The first one's bullshit. And, you can say what you want. Well, that's the same thing. You go after them as Michigan now. There's charges against them that they were stealing signs, which is illegal. And now people are saying, well, maybe they've been doing this the whole time. The Patriots, did anybody take anything away? Has it affected Bill Belichick's legacy at all? No. Did the Astros get booed? Do they even give a shit? No. Everybody, I think it's being done everywhere. If you can get an advantage, I know you're not supposed to be stealing signs, but they had the Michigan had a guy on staff, a former military guy, who I have a picture with the Big Ten championship trophy a couple of years ago. He's been with the team a couple seasons. He was the guy behind it. They said doing all this stuff. Cheating happens everywhere, folks. It happens everywhere. It happens in school. It happens. People do it to get ahead in jobs and ahead of life. People steal scripts ideas. People steal song ideas. People are stealing signs in baseball. I guarantee in hockey, they are doing anything they can to get a competitive advantage. Am I shocked when I heard, so Michigan's the first school that they're bringing this against? Now they're trying to go after Michigan because Michigan's having all this success? Really? You don't think that recruits were given money throughout the years, and they were, to come to schools? You don't think Eric Dickerson got that brand new car just because his mom, LeBron, had a Hummer in high school? Come on. It's been going on forever. And it's just like, that's what they're going after right now? It's ridiculous. Now, listen. Yes, we know with the garbage cans with Houston, and they didn't even need it. That's the thing too. Houston didn't even need to do that shit. They were that good. Like Barry Bonds did not need to take steroids. I saw a thing today that A-Rod wants his number 13 retired by the Yankees. You fucking kidding me? You lied. You should get your number retired by the Yankees? No, you are not up there. That's something. No, I'm like, no. He doesn't think it, that's what he wants. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Dude, you sullied the game. You lied about it, and now you're like the darling of ESPN. No one forgets that shit. No one likes you. No one really cares. You were a great player who pissed. Your reputation in my mind is shit. Is complete shit. So I am definitely against A-Rod getting his number retired. Hugely against. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, no, NFW, big NFW. No fucking way. Yeah. And thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Jim Fitzgerald. I have on Mr. Met this Monday. So I've been doing interviews, which is good. But I had too much material. I said, I got to talk about this stuff. I am praying today that Penn State can give a game at the Horseshoe and beat the Ohio State. But I can't stand Ohio State. And Michigan hockey won 7-1 last night. So I was like psyched about that. They're not playing great hockey right now, but they did beat the Buckeyes 7-1, the Fuck Guys, whatever you want to call them. So that's good. Bill is driving down to Stockton as we speak for an 11 o'clock game for Thomas. Stockton is, 9-2-5, having a pretty good season, 3-1-3 in the NJAC. They're going to play Ramapo, who are 5-3-5, 3-2-1 in the conference. They've won a couple games over. They won on Wednesday. They beat one at Rutgers, Camden 2-1. And Thomas played a good game. He's playing defense, starting defenseman for the Osprey. Congrats to them. We have Steve Ferrerix leading at quarterback. SUNY Marsville is having a rough season. They're 2-5. They're hosting SUNY Brocksport. 5-1 today, 1:00. The Ville, the Mustangs. Let's get a win today. Yes, I said happy belated birthday to Lon. Congrats to him. D-backs scored a ninth. Can't believe, wow, they were, yeah. So Marte has a 13-game hitting streak, which tied Luzinski for second highest behind Marquise Grissom to start a postseason career. 13 straight games with a hit to start his career, Marte. No. Kelly Marte, right? Isn't that what it is? Marte? Yeah, Marte. I'm getting all my names screwed up, guys. Kettle Marte, who had the game-winning hit in Game 3, 13 behind Marquise Grissom with 15. And Larry Fitzgerald threw out the first pitch yesterday's game. So 10 games against the Eagles, 59 catches, 931 yards, 12 touchdowns. That's a season for some. That's the most versus any non-divisional opponent. Thank you, Mark Dalton, for that one. And Brandon Fout went in between AA and AAA. And, we got Mr. Fitzgerald here. How are you doing there, Mr. Different breed training? Also, I forgot to talk about this yesterday. I said, let's get it out there, the podcast we did, Different Breed. Also, I am all over the place. And I don't know if Different Breeds on TikTok. I'm subscribe to my YouTube page, man. JD Talking Sports, drop the G. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, my Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Am I missing something else? No, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and I'm on Threads. So I'm everywhere. JD Talking Sports, drop the G. It's the same everywhere because I try to put some people have different on Instagram and YouTube. You got to have the same one everywhere because it gets confusing because then if I tag you, I don't know what it is. So I'm just sticking to Instagram for most everybody. But yes. So Brandon Fout pitched 5 2/3, 9 Ks. That's the thing. You don't, like I was talking to Jim yesterday. It's about adversity. It's about persistence. It's about working your ass off. And here's a guy, Brandon Fout going up and down between the majors and the minors, comes in and pitches shutout ball to keep it going. And now the D-backs, who looked like they were going on in 4 games, the Phillies, it's 2-2. You got a game tonight, and then you're back to Philly, and anything's right. Anything is possible. That's what, Kevin Garnett said that time. So we'll see how that goes going forward. And Travis Scott walked out of Globe Life Field yelling about Astros. Those boys are on fire. Like, remember Central Chocolate? Central Chocolate. Those boys are good. That's one of my favorites. I believe the children are our future. Treat them well and let them lead the way. Yeah, I had way too much sugar this morning. I tried on an old tuxedo today. Pants not fitting. I'm a little portly now. So, got sick. I got to get a little better. But I said, what? Let me do this podcast now because I have way, way, way too much material today that I can't let this UFC 294 we have going on. That's tonight. Makiev versus Volkanovski. Volkanovski lost. Makiev says he's going to submit him. And we have a couple other fights. The UFC 294. There's a couple. I'm going to watch some of that tonight. Gumbo Chef is working out tomorrow morning on virtual. Yeah, Makiev against Volkanovski. Kamaru Usman versus Kazmat Chimaev. That is a middleweight. That's a co-main event. Oh, it's early today. Oh crap! I got to put it on my. And then Ankalaev against Johnny Walker. Those are the 3 big fights. So the main event starts at 1 a.m. So that means it's going to be on. What time does it actually start today? Begin at 1 a.m. Well, yeah. So I guess it's on 5 a.m. Oh shit! So is this fight already over? Crap! Did I miss this already? Shit. Yeah. You know what? I think I might have. UFC 294. UFC 294 start time. Yeah, Eastern. Okay, so 2 p.m. Yes, the event will be live. 2 p.m. start time is exclusively on. Okay, good. Okay, good. So it's not on for a couple. Well, they're actually in the prelims now. If I would have known that, I would have put that on. But yeah, those are the fights today. Want to watch some of that. How about Abreu and Alvarez, 2 of 21 players with 4+ home runs, 10+ RBIs in team's first 8 games of postseason in a single. This is the first time in the same year. Thank you, Sarah Langs. So Abreu going after 8 games. I didn't count last night. Abreu 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Alvarez 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. I mean, that's a postseason. Those guys are getting it done. I mean, that's holy shit. Yeah, Game 6 tonight, tomorrow night at Minute Maid, 7:03 local time, 8:03 our time. Yeah, Altuve, unbelievable, crazy. They're going to Minute Maid, the Astros. They're 7-20 in the last 27 at Minute Maid. They've only won 2 in a row. Last time they did that was August 13th. Now they've never lost in the ALCS Game 6. They're 4-0 overall. The Astros 3-0 at home. But as I said, 2019 they lost the last 2 games to the Nationals and lost the World Series. So there's a chance that they could, they won 3, 4, 5 in a row, but lost the last 2 at home. We'll see if that happens. Kyle Schwarber, 4th home run in the postseason. He has 19, which is the most home runs by a postseason batter, left-handed postseason in the postseason by a left-handed batter ever. So Choir Schwarbombs hitting them. They lost yesterday. I thought they were going to pull it out. They went up 4-5-2, and I was like, okay, it's over. 4-2, and they ended up losing 5-4. I was like, God damn, man. What the hell? What the heck? Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. And what did I see? Oh, Marte going into yesterday was 7 for 15, 467 batting average. The rest of the lineup was hitting 10 for 80, which is not good. Not good at all. No bueno. No bueno. Yes. And Pujols, Bradledge, Alvarez hit versus the Mariners, and this year with Altuve Friday, the 3 guys they hit game-winning home runs in the 9th inning or later against in postseason history, and that's happened 3 times in the last couple of years. 2 times by Astros, and actually Mariners was Game 1 last year. This was a big one. I mean, you thought the game was over, and you thought that they were going to go back to Houston down 3-2, but that didn't happen. Kim Ng declined with the Red Sox, and Andy Martino from SNY said that there's no reality that Kim Ng is going to come to the Mets, which I was like, I didn't see that happening, but we'll see what happened. Some good fights today. So, yeah, 2 p.m. You got that, Josh? Yeah, I think it's 2 p.m., but I guess the earlier fights are starting now. Because it's 10:50. I would think the undercard is usually 3 hours before, so I'm going to watch that. That means I don't have to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Bosch Legacy season 2 is out, but they went backwards, and I don't remember what season they're talking about. So I'm like confused. So I feel like I have to rewatch one season to remember what the hell happened, because I feel like they went too far back and none of it makes sense to me. So I'm really confused, and I have to find out what season I watch to rewatch this season, because I'm really lost. They're talking about names and stuff that I don't remember. It's still good and all. I mean, it's still a good show. And Goosebumps on Disney, really freaking good. And Generation V, the spinoff from Boys on Amazon. And I watched Old Dads with Bill Burr directed and wrote it. Yeah, the preview looked really funny, and then the movie got a little too serious. It was cute, but I wanted it to be funnier. It was kind of like, kind of like a buzzkill, but it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Yeah, that's what I'll say about it, Yeah, crazy. And listen to this. So Abreu hit an RBI single for the Astros last night. Batters this season at 116 in 2,626 at bats on down and away curveballs out of the strike zone in the regular season this year. Thank you, Inside Edge. Can you imagine that? 116 and Abreu hit a down and away curveball out of the strike zone for an RBI single. And during the regular season, in over 2,600 at bats, players hit 116. I thought that was an interesting stat. I said, oh, wow, I did not know that. You learn something new every day, right? Every day you learn something new, which is really good. Daniel Jones is now questionable to play against the Commanders. And I saw a really interesting stat. Does this bode well for the Giants? It kind of does, but, I'm just like, the Commanders have played this season. I saw this on The Athletic, and I was like, this was an interesting stat. I have way too much information, so I apologize that I have to scroll through 80,000 things to get to where I want to get to. But the Commanders, because I said the Guardians today when I was talking to Bill. The Commanders have played against some of the sack worst defenses sack wise in the NFL this season, and they have actually done quite terrible against them. They keep talking about the turf battles. Yeah, okay. So the Commanders week 5 will face the Giants will face the team last or tied for in sacks. Commanders hit the road against the Giants will face the team last or tied for sacks. Week 5 they went against the Bears, who got 2 32nd. Week 6 they went against the Falcons, who were tied for 31st with 5. And this week they go against the Giants, who have 5 on the season, 32nd. Well, the Bears and Falcons each sacked Sam Howell 5 times. They've allowed 34 this season in 6 games, which is not good. Yeah. Also, he's been hit on an additional 25 dropbacks. According to True Media, the 59 total quarterback hits are the most by any quarterback through 6 games since 2018. Deshaun Watson was hit 65 times through 6 games that year. That's not good. That's not good for him to survive. And they've only Pro Football Focus attributes only 14 to 34 sacks to blockers. They said that, however, Howell's penchant for holding the ball too long in the pocket is the primary culprit. So they've worked on him, getting rid of the ball quicker. But interestingly enough, they said he's had a better than expected campaign with a 67.8 completion percentage, 1,500 passing yards, 9 touchdowns. 4 of his 6 interceptions came in one of Washington's 6 games. So it's really just been one bad game. You have, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodeau. But it's interesting that's the thing that they're going to have to worry about, is that the sack game is something we shall see. I mean, last 2 weeks going against bad defenses getting the quarterback, they got to the quarterback. That doesn't bode well. If not, you got Tyrod if not, you have Tyrod Taylor playing. And I know, I missed out on the game last weekend. I got sick and everything. That's no excuse, but Giants aren't going to win with field goals. Just like the Jets. I know they beat the Eagles, but kicking 4 field goals, the Giants kicking 3 field goals, you're not winning games. I'm sorry. I know that Zach Wilson has played better. I thought Taylor got rid of the ball quickly when he had to, and no turnovers by either guy, which was good. But, that at the end of the first half, calling the running play, I don't like when coaching staffs try to run the clock down to a point they don't want to give the ball back. But, you got to give your players a chance to succeed. And if you take too long, you want to run the clock down, that play at the end, they had no timeouts, and he did a running play, which they said he improv. I guess he saw something to the line. But, you have to know, and he's a veteran. So I don't know how that happened. That's total miscommunication. I know, that, we saw Dable screaming at Taylor after the play. But I also feel like you don't put your quarterback in a position where you have no timeouts and, that there's no room for error. So you got to see that's something that you have to work on. And all the field goals. Look at the Jets. I mean, Hurts had 3 interceptions, but the Jets, so many goddamn field goals. Great field position. Can't get the touchdowns. And the running game really didn't get going. You had a couple good runs by Saquon, who's thinks he still could be traded at the trade deadline. I mean, he's really on a 1-year deal. You don't know. If the Giants lose again, they're 1-6. Season's pretty much over. I think the season's over right now at 1-5. I mean, they've only played 2 home games out of their first 6, and they haven't played well. What they got blown out 40-0 by the Cowboys. That was 24-3 to the Seahawks. That could have been closer. Hey, you got the pick 6, and that was pretty much it. They didn't get the offense going. And now people are saying maybe Taylor should be playing every game instead of Jones, and Jones is going to pay all this money. But I feel like they've taken a huge step back. I thought they were going to run with it this year after making a playoffs, win a playoff game last year. And now, with no line and everything, I mean, Justin Pugh, straight off the couch to playing last week on the active roster this year. And he said the only ones play for the Giants basically was living in Arizona. They were out there for the game, and he went for a tryout because he was 10 minutes away from the stadium. And goes from off the couch because he had, ACL surgery last season, and goes to left tackle. I mean, the blind side and everything, and plays well. They've had all these injuries. It's a hodgepodge line, and I hear a lot of teams saying the same thing, but it's not. They're making it work. The Texans have had a lot of line problems. Every team has injuries up and down the line. Eagles, Lane Johnson uh, avoided a serious injury with his ankle. They always get tackled from behind. You always watch it. You're like, oh, the way they're getting stretched and everything. You always expect the worst. And linemen are badasses, man. I mean, the guys will play through anything. I remember Youngblood playing with a broken leg for the whole goddamn season for the Rams back when they won in that Super Bowl run. They lost 31-19 to the Steelers back in '80. I still remember that, playing with a broken goddamn leg. He's like, I can play with a broken leg. So these guys are tough. Linemen especially tough. But, you have to deal with the injuries. And you got to make sure that, there's other teams out there. There's guys, practice squad players. You got to be careful. You always have to have depth. You have to have depth. You have to have guys that can play in multiple positions on the line and, fill in for the guys. Next man up. Now, the problem is you don't have great talent backing that up. You see that with the Pats. Pats aren't playing. He always felt he could fill guys in. Well, sometimes eventually, you're at the bottom of the barrel and, you're at the bottom and there's no more sugar there. You're trying to scrape off the bottom and there's nothing left to scrape off. And you see a lot of teams now, it's hard to stay at the top for so long. And I mean, they're taking a dive, the Pats, the Giants. I mean, you're seeing they don't have a lot of depth and the defense nobody's really playing that great this year for the Giants. I mean, they're having a rough year. They've got blown out and Washington isn't playing great football and they've beaten them. Hey, and can I call you Lex? I mean, Jim called you Lex. I kind of like Lex. I think Lex is kind of cool. I mean, Lex has already been up for like 9 hours already. What time is it? Oh, yeah, she's been up for at least 6, 7 hours. Saw a video of her working out yesterday. She's a badass, total badass. And yeah, she's always kicking ass and taking names. But, it's interesting season with the NFL. We don't have no 6-0 team since 2017. That was the year that the Eagles beat the Pats 41-33 with Nick Folk. Came in after Wentz went out with the injury, and that was the Super Bowl where Brady threw for over 400 yards, and the Philly special play. I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think we need super teams. I kind of like the parity, like basketball. I liked that none of the teams in baseball. They said, oh, they had 5 days off. I like it. I like that an 84-78 team in the D-backs are playing as a chance to go to a World Series. You get hot at the right time, you play as a team, and you get it done. Like I just read, so watch. I'm thinking back to the Liberty. Liberty lost 80-79. Great game, great season. But I thought that last play, they got the ball in to Stu, and she didn't have anything. And I read that Ionescu threw up during the game. She had a hip injury against Washington that affected her the whole series against the Aces, but she wasn't going to complain about it. But she threw up during the game. She was off. And then Laney threw a pass to Vandersloot, who got a terrible air ball off at the end. And I feel like, you got to coach Brandello. You got to get a good play. That's the last play of the game. And the Aces are down 2 starters. And then Plum, who's married to Darren Waller, said that, that they were put together. She said she was misconstrued. She was taken out of context. But she basically said that the Liberty were a bunch of players not playing as a team, but were playing more individually. I mean, they just brought this team together, which they took offense to. And John Cole Jones had her first game of not in double figures in Game 7. Stu shot 3 for 17. You had her. She didn't have a good game. She had 10 points. She fills up all the other stats, but she didn't have a good game. Ionescu, Vandersloot. I mean, they played against an Aces team down 2 starters, and the Aces came and Asia Wilson, who should have been MVP this season. She does like Jordan. Jordan did the MVP, just kept notes, kept receipts, and she dominated. And they won 2 straight championships, first time since the Sparks in 2001, 2002. I mean, listen, the Comets back in the day won 4 in a row, so the Comets were the real deal. But afterwards they asked her if it was a failure to Ionescu. How's it a failure when you win 32 games, you make the finals for the first time in over 7-8 years? And it's interesting. They're only 2-10 in finals, the Liberty. I mean, they have not been good, but I thought they were going to go. I thought it was going to go back to Vegas, and I don't want to see. Mark Davis should never be dancing. First of all, that haircut's out of control. He is one of the ugliest men in the world. He's a doofus, and to watch him dance is painful. He makes white people, that's just painful as shit to watch. It is painful. So he's dancing after the game. But Asia Wilson, man, she is phenomenal. Becky Hammond, is worth every penny, and you got back-to-back championships. Let's get enough money so those women don't have to go overseas to play. You got the conflict in Russia. You got the conflict in Israel now. There's not a lot of opportunities overseas. And the ratings were the highest ever for Game 4. So the ratings are there. It's now the money has to follow because these women are making for a game what, NBA players are making for a season, what NBA players are making for a game. And Kyrie Irving, man, when I hear how much money he's making, and then you see James Harden, who's, not even showing up for practice for like $35 million this season, just bullshit. I just call bull. It infuriates the hell out of me. Yes, so much. Yeah, so the Dolphins' second team in NFL history, 15 rushes and passing touchdowns through 6 games, tying them to the 58 Colts. Remember that? Greatest game ever, 23-17. They beat the Giants overtime. Jimmy Unitas. Remember that? Yeah. Lions, first time since 1993, having best record in NFL through this late in the season. That year, they went 10-6. Wayne Fontes, remember Wayne Fontes? They lost to the Packers in the wild card 28-24. How about Amon-Ra St. Brown? Lost bet, so he had to dress as the Leprechaun Notre Dame mascot. That was hilarious. Saints in Thursday Night Football had gone 22 straight drives without a touchdown at home. Largest drought since 2001 when they had 23, 7-9. Remember Jim Haslett? So it ended. They had a 16-play, 75-yard drive. Took over 6 minutes. Taysom Hill got the touchdown, 24-16. And then Foster Moreau, ball of his fingertips in the end zone, inconsolable on the sideline. That would have led to an extra point that would have maybe sent it to overtime. And then there was a play where Derek Carr overthrew Chris Olave and it was out of bounds, but Olave stopped running the route. He was screaming. He was also screaming at Pete Carmichael, the offensive coordinator, Derek Carr, and he really hasn't. He's been sacked 18 times, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions at home, but they don't look good. Kamara, what I see that he had 5 carries for no gain or loss. He's a guy who should be blowing up every goddamn game. And I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that sucks. They're not a good team. And in 19 days, the Jaguars have won 4 games. In 2020-21, they won 4 games in 2 seasons combined. They're 5-2. They're on a 4-game win streak. Doug Peterson, you had it was a game time decision with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence looked and ran for almost 60 yards. And then Christian Kirk had a 44-yard touchdown. And I was in fantasy against a guy who had Calvin Ridley, and Calvin Ridley only got a 1.5, which was not good for his fantasy. So right now, I was thinking of switching some guys up, but I'm going to stick with what I got with. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Fantasy football, no Sunday game. Next 2 weeks, they're in Germany. And then what do we have? Sunday night, we have Dolphins, Eagles. Eagles are going to wear Kelly Green, which they haven't worn in forever. 10,000 days or something? It's a long time they haven't worn the Kelly Green. And Reggie White's son is going to be the honorary captain for the game. So that's Sunday night. Dolphins at Eagles. And then Monday night, you have the Niners at the Vikes. But Sunday night's going to be a hell of a game, man. And the Jets are off on the bye this week. Yeah, that's crazy, right? And Alvin Kamara has been stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage 5 times in Thursday Night Football. 6 games with 5+ carries for a loss or no gain since last season, 8th in the NFL entering today. That's Pro Football Network. That's terrible. For a guy like him, that doesn't seem like that should happen that much. But it does. It does. It really does. How about this? Roger Goodell just is signing a new 3-year contract extension, over $200 million. He is going to make, they said his salary, career earnings over $700 million. The highest paid NFL player is Aaron Rodgers with $342. You're telling me the commissioner is double what the top NFL player all time is. That's bullshit. And I know I got into an argument with Harris that he's, the CEO of a huge multi-billion corporation, but the CEO making more than the top player is bullshit because no one's watching Roger Goodell. And Roger Goodell's laughing all the way to the bank. Good God. $700 million, commissioner. He's made, that's beyond fuck you money. Maybe DeSantis should hit him up because he likes flying the private jets. Maybe, he's got to have a private jet at this point, Roger Goodell. Maybe he can lend it to DeSantis. Yeah, I know, a little dig right there, but that's what I do. And Chris Canty said NFL teams prefer Caleb Williams over Tua. And Tua got into an argument where, Stephen A. Smith basically says that any quarterback that he dumps it off to Tyreek and Tyreek does it all. Tua's getting a lot of hate. And he's only thrown for almost 1,900 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 receptions. And I know sometimes he looks iffy out there, but Tua's a good quarterback. And they're saying that it's a system with Mike McDaniels, and he says, "Listen, I got great athletes here, and Tua doesn't get the respect. I don't think Tua's ever going to get the respect until he wins one. And then they're going to say, oh, he's in a system. But what does it matter if it's a system or not? It's what he does within the system. And I'll tell you, sometimes I know he has some bad interceptions, but sometimes he makes some throws. You're like, holy shit, is he good? So I think that's and Stephen A. Smith is just, he's always about, just like sometimes he just rambles and rambles and rambles. And it's like, dude, you know what? You're not playing the game. And, I could see us talking. Listen, we could talk about I'll get to that. The Raiders. So no Jimmy G this week. And Brian Hoyer, who is 16-24 as a starter, thank you, Josh DeBow, is going to start against the Bears in Chicago, 2,576 days since his last win as starting quarterback. October 2nd, 2016 with the Bears, he beat the Lions. Since then, he's 0-12 as a starter. You're telling me a 37-year-old who threw one nice pass, a 40-yarder to Trey Tucker last week in the win over the Pats, is a better answer than Aiden O'Connell. Are you kidding me, Josh McDaniels? Please. And Tyson Bagent from Shepherd University is getting his first start for the Bears. But you're telling me that the best chance of the Raiders winning is Brian fucking Hoyer. Are you kidding me? Brian Hoyer? They had a list of quarterbacks who've won since the last time he had a win. The list is astronomical. Josh Jabot put up. It goes on and on and on. And Brian Hoyer at 37 is the answer for Josh McDaniels. All the more reason to get rid of that putz. Brian Hoyer. What a piece of shit. Brian Hoyer. I saw that. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Brian fucking Hoyer. Ridiculous. Such bullshit. Yeah. Listen, I think Adele, he's brought a ton of money but making double the top player, that's bullshit in my opinion. That is bullshit. It's like, they said, Becky Hammond, great coach, but making 5 times what the top player makes the league, that's bullshit too. Coach should be making the top player, and the commissioner should be making double in career. No commissioner. $700 million as a commissioner of football? $700 million? Wow. Just wow when I see that. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, and the first time the Jags are 3+ games over 500 since 2017 when they lost the AFC Championship game to the Pats, a game they should have won. Still pisses me off. Yeah, 5-2 now. The Saints are 3-4. Christian Kirk 6 for 90, 6 targets, 44-yard score. Which Al Michaels just seems like he's out of it. I was talking to my cousin Teddy. He just seems like he's not all there. Like he's doing the games, but he seems like he's not firing all cylinders. Like he's not into it. Is he bored? And Kirk Herbstreit, I can't stand Kirk Herbstreit. I just can't. I can't take him. I can't take him on college football. I almost want to mute the sound when I'm watching games. That's how much he annoys me. Oh, does he annoy me? And Thursday Night Football this week, Bucks at Bills. So listen to this. So I'm supposed to be in Houston, got COVID, didn't go. A lot of shit going on in my life. But, it happens. Life happens. And I wasn't flying with sinus infection. I'm not. So I told Hal. So we rescheduled. So instead of seeing Texas and Houston, in 2 weeks, I'm going to see Texas hosting K-State in Austin. And then Sunday, I'm trying to push them to go see the Texans host the Bucks. And then Monday night with Jay, I fly back into LaGuardia on Monday morning. Monday night, Chargers at Jets Monday Night Football. So think about this. I could have a triple dip. I could have 2 games in Texas, then come home and go Monday Night Football. That is going to be epic. So I'm looking for that's 2 weeks. And next weekend, we have a holiday party at Jody and Tom's house. The Core Four's there, Andrea Stevens, Sherry, Broccoli Rob, and some other people. Got costumes. Michigan doesn't like costumes. I like costume. Now, this is the thing. She wears her Michigan pajamas, so she didn't have them last week. And they still won. So I said, it's bullshit with your pajamas. We can get you new pajamas because these old ones are like, I'm done with them. But she put them on last night. We'll see what happens. Or lucky pajamas, as she said. I go, they aren't lucky because you didn't have them last week and they still won the game. They put up 52 on Indiana. So I call bullshit on that front. Yeah. And how about this? Christian Kirk, 40 receptions, 20+ yards in 2021. 10th, that's only 10th most. But Christian Kirk got that big, that 5-year, $80 million contract and ends up is he worth it? Yeah. He is playing, and Ridley is kind of like losing. And Trevor Lawrence is is a baller. He really is. And I really need a shave. I just looked up like, damn, it's coming in gray anyway, but god dang, I look a little haggard. That's all right. I can deal with that shit, right? We can deal with that. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. I don't know what I'm doing right there. So Joshua, listen, the Saints are 0 wins, 136 losses when trailing by 15 plus points after 3 quarters, including playoffs. Now, they had Drew Brees all those years, and they'd have bad years before that. But Drew Brees never led them back from a 15-plus point deficit after 3 quarters. I thought, wow, 0 and 136. I was like, holy crap. Because they were down 15. They tied it, but did not get the win. They did come back in this game, but I was like, wow, 0 and 136. Yeah. Derek Carr. Yeah. Brian Hoyer, I can't talk about that. Oh, and that stat I talked about, Jags, as many wins in 19 days as the 2021 and 21 seasons combined. Thank you, Adam Stites, for that one. I saw Gus Malzahn has the biggest contract buyout, December 2020 from Auburn, $21.45 million. If Jimbo Fisher, they try to let him go this season, his buyout this year is $76.8 million. $76.8 million from Texas. And I know they have the boosters and they have the alumni to pay that off. I know they do. I mean, that is something. What did Hal send me? Put it all in Houston. Oh, a picture of Pete Rose. Actually, that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. And Josh says he'll be there. But how about this? So $76.8 million this year. So if you wait another year, it's only $67.55 million for Jimbo Fisher. And they're talking about doing it. I mean, he has as many wins as Kevin Sumlin at this point. Or Kevin Sumlin might even have a better record during the same time period. And you're talking about you paid all this money to get Jimbo Fisher, who won a natty at Florida State. And he's just been, 41 and 23? I mean, it's not like he's over 500, but SEC, not competing for championships? Not good, man. No, not good at all. Yeah. Yeah, and what did I watch? Oh, Florida International beat Sam Houston 33-27 the other night in Huntsville, Texas. Was there 100 fans there? There was nobody there. It was empty. And then I'm watching Rice, which got JT Daniels, who's on his USC, Georgia, West Virginia. Now he's at Rice, and he was he's a former can't miss quarterback. Well, Rice is 4-3, 2 bowls from bowl eligibility with 5 to go. They blew out Tulsa 42-10. They're 4-3. I mean, Rice last night. Who did I watch? SMU beat Temple in Philly 55-0. 55-0. And OptaStats put this up. FBS teams to record 50-plus points shutout, 50-plus point shutout, 5-plus defensive sacks, and allow 0 third or fourth down conversions in a single game last 25 seasons. One team, SMU. SMU, they won 55-0. They're 5-2, 1 win from bowl eligibility, and they're up. They're one of the top teams in the American Athletic Conference. Temple's 2-6. The total yardage 553 to 131. SMU over Temple. SMU 35-12 on first downs. SMU was 10 for 15 on third downs. Temple was 0 for 12. Temple had 25 rushes for 24 yards. 25 rushes for 24 yards. No bueno. 55-0. And it was 41-0 when I kept checking. What was it? It was kind of, it was not. And then all of a sudden it was like blowout city. And Kurt Warner's son, EJ, was the starting quarterback. He's now, he didn't even get in the game, and they were going to blow it out. They had 2 guys they used, and he was not in the game. So that means he's probably transferring. That's what's probably going to happen. And Luke McCaffrey for Rice, 6 catches, 99 yards. Remember, he was at, that's Christian's brother. He played in Nebraska. I think he started as a quarterback. So he's been well for Rice. 36 catches, 613, 7 touchdowns. There are a lot of good athletes in that family. And McCaffrey has some very athletic sons. James Madison, 29 over Marshall, 7-0. And one of their guys had 5 sacks. One of their players had 5 sacks in the win. Yeah. The E8, SUNY Morrisville, 0-3. Need a win this week, guys. Need a win badly. And I want to get to a game. I don't know if that's happening. They only have a couple more games left. I'm going to try. We'll try. And Leo Carlson, number 2 pick for the Ducks. First game, he got a goal. They lost 3-2. Who they play? They lost 3-2 to the Stars. They are 1-2. Stars are 2-1, and Trevor Zegras got his first points, got assist. But Carlson first game got a goal, the number 2 pick for the Ducks this past draft. Connor Bedard, he didn't score. They lost 4-0. Rangers lost the other night 4-1 to Nashville. Adam Fox had a first goal of the season. But Mika, Zibanejad, and Panarin both have 4 assists. Devils beat the Islanders last night 5-4. And Jack Hughes had 2 goals, 2 assists. Jack Hughes in what are the Devils? Jack Hughes and he's a Michigan guy, so Michigan likes him, but he's on the Devils, so she's not happy about that. In 4 games, they're 2-1 now. The Islanders are 2-1. Jack Hughes has 4 goals and 10 points in 4 games this season. Lighting it up, folks. Lighting it up. Jack Hughes is on for a hell of a season. Yeah, so Rangers are now 2-2. Not playing great hockey, but we'll see what happens. Pumpkin mac and cheese. I saw this up. I sent to everybody. Would you eat pumpkin mac and cheese? That's disgusting, right? I mean, that's really disgusting. No, never, never. Candace Parker, first WNBA player to win titles with 3 different teams. 2016 with LA Sparks, 2021 with the Sky, and 2023 with the Aces. Congrats on that. Oh, and the Jazz were selling Jumpman clothing in their clothing store. And, they lost 2 to Jordan. So that's gone. But I thought that was – really? Does anybody give a shit? But I thought that was kind of funny. John Morant said he's sticking by his dad, T. This should go smoothly. There's a good article in Sport Illustrated about it. Basically, that they feel that no red flags in college, and he got to the pros. He was very good, and he just kind of got the locals say he's it's all gone to his head. He thinks he's a rapper wearing all the chains and might have a drinking problem, which never was a problem in college at all. He was a quiet kid, and they said his dad was never an athlete, and he is loving being in the life. And, this could all self-destruct. And they said they're concerned about him for his future, which I am too. And I feel like he has all the talent in the world. I was talking to my cousin about it, Evan, who is a huge Grizz fan. I want to get him on because he's a huge Jags and Grizz fan. This is a kid, now he's, 30? Late 20s, early 30s? Maybe, yeah. He has always been a Jags fan through the beginning, and he's always been a Grizz fan. And I said, well, what's going to happen? I mean, is he going to wake up? Is he going to finally smell the coffee? I mean, he's that good a player. He's superstar. And I don't know. I don't know if he has the right people in his ears. And I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. And Michael Cooper didn't like LeBron was eating fruit on the bench. I don't understand why he had to eat fruit cup. It's a great player, but he said what you can do in the locker room. I don't know. It's what they do now. And we got cameras everywhere. So that's the thing. Back then, they probably did this shit all the time, but nobody ever watched. Now we got cameras everywhere. Jim Boeheim, ESPN this season, also Sirius games. He'll do games in studio with ESPN. Westwood won for the tournament this year, 78 years old, just finished 47 years at Syracuse. I mean, I guess he can't sit still, and the money they're throwing at him, like, yeah, what the hell? I mean, you would think he'd take maybe a year off, chill out. No, it's like, I'm going to do this. This is what we're doing right now. Let's get it done. Yeah. So Stockton's on a 2-game win streak. See if they go to 3 today. Cal McCarr, 241 games to get to 250 points. Fastest defenseman, even ahead of Bobby Orr. And he's as the only active defensive averaging a point a game in his career. So Bobby Orr did it in 247. Cal McCarr did it in 241, which is pretty crazy. And Kyle Kuzma had like the white M&M with lipstick lips in his hair. Mike Breen, I agree. Did he lose a bet? That's a bad look, dude. That's a really bad look. No timetable. Jason Kidd said on Doncic coming back from a calf injury, light court work, and he was at the game yesterday with Dirk Nowitzki, the Ranger game. John Shire, 6-year contract extension to 2028-29 with Duke. And I feel like their future looks brighter, and he also is recruiting guys, but I hate to say it because I loathe Duke, but I feel that his future looks brighter. I'm telling you, I'm concerned about UNC this year, man. I mean, Baycott, whatever, but I don't know if this is going to be a good season for Hubert Davis. I just don't know. I feel like that they have a lot of guys coming back. I think Caleb Love, goodbye, move on. They got the young recruits coming in this season, but we'll see if they all. It's got to. Do they mesh? It's if they mesh. Ingram, the transfer from Stanford, is he going to be Ellie Kadu? He's got to work into it. You got Baycott. They're saying Cormac Ryan's already, acting. He came in. He's acting like he was the captain in Notre Dame. He's a guy who's a leader. They think he's going to be good. He's streaky with his shooting, but he's good. The Paxson Wojcik could be a guy who could come in and give some good quality minutes. We're going to see. We're going to see. I mean, Baycott feels like he's been there for 19 years. We're going to see what happens going forward. I mean, time will tell. And Nike's selling their own gym equipment for the first time. Nike Strength. Yeah, I think that's hilarious. Nike Strength cracks me up. The Nike Strength. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's just like, come on, really, guys? Nike Strength? Like they're gonna, yeah. Hey, we all got to make retired United States Marine Corps captain. And they said scouting future opponents in person has been banned in college football since '94. Started with the University in 2022. They said he spearheads operation, and that is fucked up. While ESPN added that the elaborate sign stealing violations date back to 2021, which would have been before Stallions joined the program. Of course, full cooperation from Harbaugh, who's having the recruiting shit from last season. I don't know. He missed 4 games this season. And then even when they interviewed Shiano, I guess Shiano might have been elaborating that they were trying to steal signs in their game. And they're better than all these teams. They also say that it's murky, the legality of stealing signs. Yeah, how do you even know what they're doing? Yeah, in-person scouting of future opponents, which is specifically mentioned that it's not allowed. Intercepting in-game communications against the rules, but they use a vast network to steal opposing team signs. They have credible evidence of wrongdoing. No material has been presented to Michigan yet. Yes, so. And where's it coming from? Could it be coming from the Ohio State or somebody, or the teams because they've won 19 in a row in the Big Ten? Yeah, so now they're going to go against. They're playing. Yeah, I don't know. You got Michigan State, and that's like a good point. Why not are they using the NFL style mics and the helmets yet, especially the Power 5 level? They do that, it all goes away. I kind of think that's a good idea. So they reportedly sent scouts to Big Ten games in an attempt to record play calls and signals. Sending assigned staff to attend opponents' games is against the rules, similar to Spygate in 2007 with the New England. I don't know. Yeah. They'll decide the case next season. So we'll see what happens. They said, are you familiar with the NCAA bylaw 11.6.1 on the illegality of in-person scouting of your opponent? Yeah. Freaking crazy. Unbelievable. Yeah. Investigating sign stealing. And Michigan State considered not playing Michigan Saturday. Michigan State was approached by the league as a forewarning ahead of this week's matchup. Upon learning of pending investigation, Michigan State initially warned the Big Ten it might consider not playing with Saturday's game out of concern for health and safety for its players. Really? The safety of their players with all the stuff that happened last season, with in the tunnel. Yeah, I was like, come on. And also, the Board of Regents of Michigan has approved a $14 million football locker room expansion, a $10 million basketball locker room expansion, and a plan to apply for liquor licenses that would allow for alcohol sales at Chrysler, Yost, and Michigan State. And great, because that's good. They need more alcohol at these events. That would be great. And Michigan hasn't won an outright national championship since '48. They won't play a ranked team until November 11th when they play Penn State and Ohio State in 3-week span. So they're 7-0, number 2 ranking, 19-game winning streak in the conference, tied for the longest in program history. Blake Corum is now 3rd all-time list for touchdowns in Michigan history. Pretty good. All right. I like this. Michael Barrett said, like Coach always says, we're in the ass-kicking business, and business is booming. I love that, man. Yeah, I got into Al with I'm done the Homer stuff. Talked about WNBA. Definitely not a failure. Jones only took 8 shots. Jonquil Jones, 8 attempts, 3 in the second half, 6 points. Vandersloot at 19, but 5 turnovers. Yeah, Rondella said credit to Vegas. They were down and they found a way. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that was tough. They shot 36%, never led in the fourth quarter. They game one, they squandered a 3-point halftime lead in the finals, lost by 17. Game two, Blitz where Blitz fell by 92, never recovered. And Aces closed the third quarter in game four, 11-0 run, 2-point lead they didn't squander. Also dominated the paint 44-24. Liberty now 2-10 in the WNBA finals. As I said, Stewart was up to 10 points, 3 for 17 shooting. Asia Wilson, 24, 16 rebounds. No Chelsea Gray was out with a foot injury. I mean, I think these two teams can meet again next year. I mean, why not? Yeah, I mean, definitely could see this happening. 23-12, Aces in the third, never look back. The Aces were this year were the first WNBA team to have 4 players average 15 plus points in the regular season. First quartet of teammates to average 15 plus in the same postseason. So Asia averaged 23, Plum 19, Jackie Young 18, and Chelsea Gray 15. And Kayla George was the second player to make her first start of the season in the WNBA Finals. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. See, that's the thing. When someone come in like that, hasn't started a game all season, in the finals, and that's the team they have. Well, think about it. She's competing against the best players in the world. So she has to be a goddamn good player. And that's the thing. When you get your opportunity, what do you do with it? And Kayla George came in and kicked ass. And they were down 2 players. And they were playing dumb. I mean, that's the thing. Liberty, you had a shot. Like when Jordan left the NBA, he said to Patrick, I gave you a shot for a ring. Houston won 2 shots. I left. You had your shot. It didn't happen. Well, Liberty, you had your shot to go to a game 5 and maybe, win a title. Did not happen. The better team won. That's what happens. The better team won. And Asia Wilson, 6th player to win multiple regular season MVPs and at least one Finals WNBA Finals MVP. Cynthia Cooper, who won 4 in a row with Houston. Lauren Jackson, Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker now, and Brianna Stewart. Yeah, crazy. She's the first player to average 20 points, 10 rebounds while shooting 50% from the field in a final series. Yeah. So that's crazy, right? Becky Hammon, first former player to win multiple WNBA titles at a coaching that's back-to-back. Chelsea Gray, all 4 players who played in the finals on their birthday have won that game, but she did not play that game. But that's good. And attendance, listen to this. So they had 10,000 games 1 and 2 in Vegas, 17,000 game 3 in Barclays, game 4, 16,000. I mean, highest average attendance for a final since 2015. I mean, those are crowds, man, and it was loud. It was loud. Yeah. Becky Hammon has been a head coach for 2 seasons, winning percentage 800, and now has 2 championships. She should be I agree. She should be the highest paid player. No doubt. She's that good. Yes. Now you got Asia Wilson. She's 27. 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-WNBA, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time MVP, a Finals MVP, 2-time WNBA champ. Get it done. And Dawn Staley was there and pumped watching the team play. Pumped. She threw out the ball in one of the first pitch at one of the games in Philly. She's Philly, man. She's from Philly. But goddamn, Asia Wilson is the shit. Now they were pissed. They said after the game that there was no Laney, no John Paul Jones, and people were upset. They said this happens a lot to WNBA. I think they got fined, and they said it was a PR failure. Listen, I understand why that, and they apologize afterwards, but that's that's when you got to be. You have to, you may have lost the game and everything, but everybody's got to be there after the game too. You have to. That's what you have to do. You got to always promote. You're playing the game, but you got to promote it. And this game 4 was game 4 most watched WNBA Finals history. Viewership up 124% compared to last year's game 4. Peaked at 1.3 million viewers during the fourth quarter, while holding an average of 889,000. I mean, that's impressive. Listen, so people, their eyeballs. Now we get the women's fast pitch base. We get a women's baseball league going, and then I go, I become, I chronicle the season with Lex. That's what I'll do. That's what we'll do. I'll be her videographer. her podcast, whatever she wants. We'll just promote the shit out of it. That's what I say. Iguodala, 19 years, couple titles. Yes, 4 titles, 1 Finals MVP, all in Golden State. Now he's going to go. He's going to oversee Mosaic, a $200 million venture capital fund that he raised with longtime business partner Rudy Klein Thomas. Congrats to you. Yeah, crazy. And Altuve played in his 100th postseason game. 10 career 3-hit games in the postseason, tied with Carlos Correa, 3rd all-time. Bertie Williams and Derek Jeter are ahead of them at 12 apiece. And he's only 3 behind Manny Ramirez, 26 home runs postseason. Ramirez has 29, but 100 postseason games. Joining Jeter, Williams, Ramirez, Posada, Justice, and Yadier Molina. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, right? 18 runs in 18 innings. And now we're 3-2. They're up. I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. Yeah, I mean, crazy, right? Yeah. Oh, and Major League Baseball revenue grew by $1.5 billion over last year. That's crazy, right? Yeah. I mean, how about this? The Astros 39-42 at home, 51-30 on the road. They are now 6-1. This was after game. Yeah, it's crazy that they're 7-8-1. Right, they won both games. So this was, I think they're 8-1 at Globe Field now this season. That's crazy. Yeah, 8-1. 8-1 at Globe Field this year. So 8-1. It's just crazy. Crazy how this has gone. Yeah. And we get, both series. We got some baseball to play. And Phillies are hitting home runs, but it's crazy. It's just blows my mind. That's what you just want good games. You want good games, and you get the good games, and you go from there. Like, all right, we got some baseball games. Yeah. I was like, oh, and then we have for Vegas is 5-0. Do you see this? Vegas is 5-0. They beat the Jets 5-3. Jets are 5. I mean, they're playing great hockey. 5-0 start the season. Lou Piniella, Jim Leyland, Lou Piniella, Cito Gaston, and Davey Johnson among 8 men on the ballot for the Hall of Fame Contemporary Era Committee meets on December 3rd in Nashville. Also, Joe West umpire and Ed Montague, former National League President Bill White. He used to call games, Yankee games, WPX, remember him? And former general managers Hank Peters also are going to be, they 75% is needed for election. July 21st will be for the Hall of Fame. Players were voted on, announced on January 23rd. Jim Leyland led the Marlins to 1997 world title, over 1,700 wins, managed the year in 90, 92, 2006, and managed the U.S. to the 2017 World Baseball Classic Championship. Piniella won over 1,800 games. He won 90 World Series with the Reds, 2001 Mariners, 116 wins. He was manager of the year in 95, 2001, 2008. Also was the Rookie of the Year in 1969. Hit 291, 102 home runs, 766 RBIs in 18 big league seasons, and won titles with the Yankees in 77, 78. Gaston, almost 894 wins, 12 years, won titles with Toronto, 92, 93. David Johnson won it with the Mets in 86. West umpired over 5,400 games from 76 to 2021. Wow. 6 World Series. Montague, 4,300 games, 6 World Series. White was NL president from 89 to 94. Broadcaster with the Yankees from, I remember him, 71 to 88. And Peters died in 2015-89. He was GM of the Kansas City Athletics in 65. Moved to the Indians. Yeah. Orioles won the pennant and the 83 World Series with him. And presidents from Indians from 87-91. So, yeah, there's some guys on there. I mean, I guess a lot of guys. The managers there, Jim Leyland was, and Piniella. Cito Gaston, they had a run there with Toronto. They're all deserving people. I think you got to put the best people in there. And as managers, they were all really good at managers. I mean, Piniella, Leyland, David Johnson with the 86 Mets. I mean, yeah, good. And then you have volleyball today, Wisconsin, Nebraska. That's crazy. I mean, they played in front of 92,000. Can you believe that earlier this year? It'll be at the Devaney Center Saturday. Number one ranked Wisconsin is going to go 18-0 against 18-0. The Badgers are number two Wisconsin, along with unranked Citadel. Citadel's the only remaining unbeaten D1 teams. The Badgers won 10 consecutive meetings in the series after the Huskers won the first 8 of 10 in Big Ten competition. So during that time, when they've won 10 in a row, Nebraska is 102 wins, 13 losses against all of their Big Ten foes. Pretty crazy, right? First serve, 7 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, an hour after the Northwestern Nebraska game. Ticket demand is off the charts. Cheapest seats for standing room on resale markets, Ticketmaster, $284. Courtside seats on StubHub, $600. Ticket holders asked $1,250 for a courtside seat and $250 to $450 for a single seat in the upper sections. That is awesome. That is awesome. And they did a documentary on YouTube that I found. I said, I got to watch that. And also, they did a study. There were over 70,000 mentions of Nebraska volleyball after the game, Memorial Stadium, on X, formerly known as Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and YouTube, producing 1.85 billion social impressions over a 30-day period around August 30th. Yeah, that was awesome. And that's another thing they said. They said, how do after you play in front of 90,000, it's got to be down after this. And you have a lot of young players in the team in Nebraska, and they're playing in front of 90,000, and then you come down, you're playing in a smaller crowd, whatever. I thought that was really cool. So, and they've had some attendance records. Wisconsin Marquette drew 17,000 at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee last month. That was the largest college match indoors in regular season. Louisville, 12,000 school record for its win against Kentucky, number 20 Kentucky. Indiana, Michigan, and Michigan State broke single match school attendance records in September. The TV viewership, 466,000 for the Nebraska win at Stanford on September 12th, set an ESPN record for volleyball. Yeah. And, last Sunday, women's basketball, Kinnick Stadium exhibition with Caitlin Clark in Iowa, 55,000 and change. Pretty interesting, right? Sean McVay's son knows better than to be born during a game. They host the Steelers Sunday. I guess so. Michigan are co-favorites to win the college football playoff. Teams ranked in the AP poll top 25 for both football and basketball preseason. Texas, Tennessee, UNC, Duke, and Alabama. All right. How about this? Drivers in Formula One events can be now fined up to $1 million, up from the previous high of $264,000. This was FIA's World Motor Sports Council. Can fine up to $1 million. That's a lot of shekels. And Harden, dude, the only team that you want to go to is they don't want to give Terrence Mann the Clippers. And they said you're back in Houston. You're making it hard. You're going to pay $35.6 million in this goddamn season. And you're whining. You're 33 years past your prime. You're going to be 34th, 28th highest paid player in the NBA. And you're an asshole. You're an asshole. You know what? You pushed your way out of Houston. You pushed your way out of Philly. You pushed your way out of Brooklyn. You push your way out of Philly. You push your way out of Brooklyn. Every place you go, OKC, you made a lot of money playing basketball, and now you still think you're like a number one option. Yes, you had a great game in the playoffs, but you're not that guy anymore. And people don't want toxic guys around the team. They just don't. So I look at him, I'm like, goodbye. Yeah, we don't need you. Goodbye. So LeBron's total earnings over $127 million. Curry over 101. Did you see that picture? Wembanyama and him a jump ball. Pretty cool. Let me see. Do I have that picture? That was a pretty cool picture. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. Look at this. It's a great picture. See? Great picture. But that was a cool picture. Going against each other. Yeah, the Giants didn't move the ball last week. I just saw that. So 317 yards, 21st down, 10 for 19 on third downs. Taylor, I think Daniel Jones has had a rough go. Now, the Giants in 2017 are 7-4-1 against Washington, 32-71-1 against everyone else. They're 6-1 against Washington, the team's last 9 meetings, and Jones is 5-1-1 against the Commanders. So, but he is not. It doesn't sound like he's playing. No, it doesn't sound like he's playing at all yet. A-Rod wants his number retired, douchebag. Oh, and Jason Varitek, they said it's going to be brought in to interview for the Giants job, and Melvin also might be leaving. Him and AJ Preller with the Padres don't get along. That could be a chance. He might be gone. Yeah, and LeAngelo Ball and his new family. Can someone tell me what LeAngelo Ball's wife is wearing? Really? That's an outfit, huh? That's an outfit. I was like, geez Louise. And the first two seasons, Julio Rodriguez against Ken Griffey, and Rodriguez 11.5 WAR to 8.5 for Griffey. They both played about the same amount of games, but almost 1,000 more, 100 more plate appearances, hits, Rodriguez, home runs, 60 to 38 Rodriguez over Ken Griffey, RBIs also Rodriguez, stolen bases 62 to 32 Rodriguez, batting average, Griffey 284, Rodriguez 279, on base about the same, slugging 450. So in all the categories that they have, two-time All-Star. Wow, man, that's crazy. Huh. Better two seasons from Rodriguez than from Griffey. And make sure you cheer on one of the best NCAA athletes of all time. Today, Jamie Ortega receives the Patterson Award. The Patterson. You know what is the Patterson Award? So I want to get one of these people on my show. Oh, what is the Patterson Award? An individual group that pursues or supports of the year. No, that's not it. That does not seem Patterson Award UNC. That does not see. That's what I see what this is. Because this does not seem what, unless I'm missing something. The latest recipients. Okay, I got to see what this is. The undefeated women's lacrosse national champion, the all-time leading scorer in D1 men's lacrosse, record-setting quarterback recipients of the University of North Carolina's 2022 Patterson medals given to the school's most outstanding student athletes. Jamie Ortega, Chris Gray for men's lacrosse, Sam Howell. Okay. Yeah, Jamie Ortega. I want to get her on the show. So that's who won. I was like, okay. I was wondering what that was. I was like, wait a minute. I saw this Robert E. Lee thing. I said, I don't think that's what I was looking for. So congrats to her. Yeah, good show. Travis Etienne has 7 touchdowns through 7 games, second most by a Jaguar to start a season, running back. Marcus Jones-Drew had 10 in 2009. And I love this. This was at the Saints game. Search Amazon, no offense. A Saints fan. Gumbo Chef can relate to that. Yeah. Yeah, crazy, right? And Logan O'Connor became the 3rd player in franchise history to have each of his first 2 tallies in the season stand as shorthanded goals for the Avalanche. Yeah, crazy. I don't think I missed. And I love this for Asia Wilson. MV period T. MV period. I don't understand what the T stands for, but Asia Wilson, I saw that. I was like, oh, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, so LeBron most at 127.6 million this past year. Curry almost 102. Giannis over 91. Durant 88. And Klay Thompson 64. And New Mexico State played UTEP and is the 100th battle of the I-10. And UTEP lost. It was played at the Sun Bowl, which is their home field. And 28-7, New Mexico State now 5-3 over UTEP 2-6. I didn't know that. And Ovechkin, first time he was held without a shot on goal in consecutive games in his career. Both the other night, 6-1. He had an assist in the game, but that's the first time that happened. And you can own a piece of Mickey Mantle's childhood home for $7. 47,000 shares available, $7 each, starting October 27th for his house he grew up in. It's off Route 66 in Commerce, Oklahoma, 319 South Quincy Street. Offering will be a total of $329,000. They said it's priceless. It's well-known fact that Mantle's dad wanted to play. They said it's a time capsule. The rusty metal barn they used as a backstop is still standing. A lot of it's untouched. Mystique about it. Hasn't been lived in about 20, so it's got to be old and dumpy. It's a community of around 2,500 people, with many of the streets and fields bearing his name. Yeah, pretty cool. So Rally decided to so who's the company behind this? Rally investment platform Rally was the one behind it. So you can buy a piece of it. And the Dodgers are keeping Dave Roberts. So points per game this year. Listen, Dolphins at 37.2, and you go way down, and the Giants are the worst team in the NFL, 11.8. The Jets are 18.8 at the bottom half of the league. There are 32 teams. 1, 2, 3. So 3, 6, 9. 10. Yeah, the bottom half of the league. And Shedeur Sanders has put himself in the QB3 race this season, but NIL is a factor. They say McCarthy could go 10th in the draft this year from Michigan. They could compete for the quarterback one status in the 2025 draft. If McCarthy, Ewers, and Sanders all went back to school to compete, I would think, yeah, the 25 draft, yeah, that could happen. You got Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix from Oregon, and Washington's Michael Penix are considered day 2 prospects. Oh, and Jimmy Irsay. So they saying 10% of the Raiders, they're valued at $6 billion on Forbes. If he buys 10% of Team Brady, it should go for $525. But they say Mark Davis is going to give him a discount of $175. And Jim Irsay said the number just has to be a reasonable number for purchase price for Tom. If 10% should be $525, you can't pay $175. So they said the sale has stalled. I didn't think he had $525 million laying around. I know he's made money, but not that kind of money. But I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And so the Clemson. I'm sorry, Trevor Lawrence played at Clemson. He hadn't won in Caesars Superdome. He lost 2 games in college. He lost a rookie with the Jaguars. Yeah, and he finally won a game against them. And Travis Etienne had been 0-3. He had lost 2 games with Lawrence. He also lost Alabama in a college football semifinal following 2017. So interesting. They both ended up losing. He lost 2 playoff games there. And then so both guys hadn't won a game at New Orleans before the game Thursday night. Pretty crazy, right? That's awesome. Yeah. They got the win. And Caleb Williams, this is reportedly, his QB rating is 20 points higher than it was last year. But after his 3 interception, they said game, he might not get the Heisman again, which I think is bullshit. I think he should get the Heisman Trophy or be up there at least. And scouts reportedly believe there's no shot doesn't declare for this draft. And Cam Newton formerly gave him advice. He says you don't want to dictate the ramifications too early because it's still the NFL. You want to walk light as possible. That's what he says. But also, Aaron Rodgers attempted to acquire partial ownership of the Jets as part of his contract. And they said the same thing, that he's asking for equity in the team that drafts him, which is not allowed by the league. I said, really? He's going to ask? Come on. Yeah. I mean, really? He wants equity? He hasn't even played a game in the NFL yet. I mean, I could see Rodgers asking for that, but Caleb Williams, I mean, it's a little ballsy. I think very ballsy. Yeah, banned teams from giving equity to players and employees back in July before any franchise ever attempted to do it. And also, so he put stuff on his nails. He had a fuck ND pointed across his nails. And after the game, the nails on his right hand had the F word listed. On his left hand was NDXX. And it's one of the first games. And there was a fan that trolled him that said, "Let me see those nails now, bro." And his response, which he said, "Some opinion of a sheep, lions don't worry about that." Some opinion of a sheep, lions don't worry about that. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. And the NFL is 5th time in 8 years. The debt limit has been jumped because the franchises are a fortune now. It was $200 million in 2015. Now it's $700 million. Yeah, it's because I guess to get these teams, and they're saying for flag football for the Olympics, NFL teams Tyreek Hill. I heard Gronk might want to play. I mean, you hear all this shit. You're just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. I just can't believe flag football is something anybody really wants to see. Like, that's what I want to watch. Is flag football in the Olympics. They're trying to get a regular season games in Spain and Brazil. a world Super Bowl in the next couple of years. I think as a home fan, I'd be pissed if my team's playing away games. I mean, you pay for season tickets. I mean, I want to see my team play. I don't have to have my team play overseas, right? I mean, come on. That's bullshit. That's total bullshit. That's bullshit. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, come on, that's crap. That's crap. Oh my god, we almost got an NFL clubs approved a shift in which all in-person head coaching interviews will be held after the conclusion of all division playoff games. The move is designed to create a more level playing field for coaching talent as well as a boost in diverse hiring. Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. Will it lead to anything? I don't know, but hey, why not take a shot? And what I see that Justin Pugh was in New York eating dinner, and he said it's Jerry Seinfeld's fault. He was eating at Teresi, New York, 4 months ago over the summer. We were sitting with some friends, and across from us is Jerry Seinfeld. Hear a voice. I remember texting my agent, like, text the Giants. I want to come back. And he said, so really, it wasn't for Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know if I'd be here right now. He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. All right. So, hey, you know what? Jerry Seinfeld. And Cole Beasley, I didn't know. I forgot he was on the Giants practice squad. They let him go. Joseph Azudu was placed on IR with a toe injury. Yeah, not good. Yeah. Daniel Jones, we'll see if he plays. They brought in some other quarterbacks. That didn't happen. Barkley blast Giants fan rooting for Daniel Jones injury, which I think is bullshit. The New York Giants haven't scored an offensive touchdown in the last 3 games. If it was 99 yards long, the stat would be incorrect. Unfortunately for the Giants, the football field, 100 yards long. They had an ineligible man downfield, 43-yard pass from Taylor to Jalen Hyatt. That one sucks. And they said that Neal was engaged with the defender and took 2 steps back to the line of scrimmage before the throw. Ball was at the 15. Neal was no more than 1 yard beyond that when Tyrod threw the ball. Vic Falto said, officials, don't insert yourself in the game when it isn't warranted. I agree. I totally agree. And they used too much clock. At the end of the first half, that's what we talked about, that, not giving the ball back. You don't have to milk every goddamn second. So you're back with 30 seconds left. Who gives a shit? But give yourself your team to get the points. Oh, my God. The last series, he had 53 yards and 2 carries. Yeah, just not good. Not good, dude. Deontay Banks. Now, Deontay Banks, the rookie out of Maryland, 48 of 53 perimeter snaps on the right side. And he has been very good this season. But they said that he's been very good. Longest completion he's allowed has gained just 19 yards. He's a potentially number 1 corner, which is good for them. Listen, they played a good game. They just didn't get the win. 14-9, nothing to be ashamed about. And they got it done. Yeah. Yeah, Harris did not like the last, and Waller, there was pass interference. PS on last play, but bad play call. Easy out pass there. Should have won that game. Last 2 plays of each half, 1 yard line and 0 points. He thought play action. Isaiah Hodgins did have a side disadvantage. Could have been, hey, they're 1-5. He thinks they're going to run. I don't think so, but it was nice. And this is the Bills' first win after being held scoreless in the first 3 quarters of a game since Week 15 at Eagles in December 1993. They won that game 10-7. They're 2-24 straight up in night games played since 2019. The Jets and Giants. That's crazy. Yeah, and then Tirico says he hasn't been targeted all year. Quinton Morris had a touchdown. And Josh Allen passed Brett Favre as the 5th fastest quarterback to 150 career passing touchdowns, but he looks off. I was going to talk to Josh about that. His dad was at Michigan. Joshua's dad Barry is down in Florida. And we're going to have a pickleball. Him and his wife Phyllis, we're going to have a pickleball game against each other, which I think we're going to get our asses kicked. But they've been playing 6 years, and they're serious players. He plays in the league and everything. But he is a huge Buffalo fan. I want him on a game. And I just feel like he doesn't look great. Yeah, Banks versus Diggs, 3 targets, 0 catches. Waddle, 3 targets, 1 reception allowed, 0 yards allowed, 1 pass breakup. Tyreek Hill, 1 target, 1 reception, 9 yards. Deebo Samuel, 4 targets, 2 receptions for 13 yards and a pass breakup. And then against the Cowboys, 2 targets, 0 receptions. Good. Yeah. And remember, the Jets started last year 6-3, finished 7-10. Only 4 of the 16 AFC teams even have a losing record of 3-3. They're averaging only 18.8 per game, ranked last in third down conversion, second to last in red zone touchdown percentage, and last in first quarter scoring. They've yet to score a touchdown in the first quarter. That's not good. 31st in average third down distance, 8.51, which means they have to pass, which isn't good for Zach Wilson. And they've struggled on third and long, where they're ranked 30th in conversions. 17 red zone drives, only 5 have resulted in a touchdown. And 1 against the Eagles came on a drive that started the 8-yard line. So it's not good. Not good. They've converted only 25% of the third downs in the red zone. A lot of it has been drive-killing miscues, 3 sacks, 4 penalties, and 1 drop. 1 drop have come in the red zone. But Zach Wilson, 12th fastest time to throw, 2.6 seconds over the last 3 weeks, and completed 67. That's good. Over the previous 3 games, 3.12 seconds to get rid of the ball, and 52.4% pass completion rate. And they got rid of McCall Hardman, got traded to KC, and they kept Cobb, who is he's run 100 routes, 20 yards on those 89 receivers, one of at least 100 routes. Cobb, 20 yards is the fewest yards of all of them. 2 drops on his 12 targets. And on run blocking, he's 145th of 146 receivers to play at least 20 run blocking. Why is he still with the team? Why did McCall Hardman not get a shot? It just boggles my mind, dude. It boggles my mind. Yeah. Another thing, Israel Abanaconda could get more playing time because they think he's more explosive. He's been a healthy scratch for 6 weeks. Him, Cook, and Carter, I don't disagree with that. Jeremy Ruckert should be playing over CJ Uzuma. I agree with that. They think about Hunter Renfrow, who really hasn't been that much better with the Raiders. I mean, we're going to see Hardman made 1 catch for 6 yards this season. 28 offensive snaps, 2 special teams. Not good. Aubrey and Bryce Huff has been great. I almost said Aubrey Huff has been last 3 weeks. Opposing quarterbacks on Bryce Huff pressures last 3 weeks. 6 of 15 for 20 yards, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks, 8.3 passer rating. Thank you, Zach Rosenblatt, for that. Yeah, crazy, right? And Mark Sanchez says, I mean, are you kidding me? They can't get this guy to the turf. Jalen Hurts. What is he? Like a salmon covered in Vaseline, bro? This guy's just too slippery. He refuses to go down. I thought that was pretty funny. So their offensive rankings are not good. The defense, 22nd. The offense, 29th. And their win over the Eagles was the most watched broadcast in the Super Bowl, 26.09 million viewers. Not bad, man. I mean, that's people watching. It's people watching some games. First, and they lost 12 in a row. So their first win after losing 12 in a row to the Eagles. Yeah. Crazy, right? Yeah, Richard Dykes brought up good points about the Bills. They got to replace Milano and Tre'Davious White. Are they all in this year? I thought Leonard Fournette was a guy that we're going to go after. That didn't happen, so he's not coming. So he's not coming with the team. Bucks, Tristan Wirfs to Penei Sewell didn't want the creamsicles. I think they should wear those year-round. The Browns have allowed just 1,002 yards through 5 games, a few since 71. Deshaun Watson, it might be P.J. Walker again. And Moody missed a makeable field goal. Oh, yeah. Jeremy White will be the honorary captain for Sunday Night Football. First time they're going to wear Kelly Green, the Eagles, since January 7th, 1996. A divisional round playoff game against the Cowboys. 10,150 days. Julio Jones says, I'm here to dominate. He's now an Eagle. Hey, you know what? If he can help in the red zone, then what the hell? I mean, A.J. Brown, 120 receiving yards, 4 consecutive games. And what I see that Donovan McNabb, there was something on the sidelines trying to bring up, maybe there's some, friction. He says, no, I'm not buying into that shit, which I totally agree with. Yeah, I like them getting. I think that's good. They're trying to trademark brotherly shove, which they said the rules committee is going to look into because, people aren't crazy about the shove thing, the quarterback shove. Lane Johnson could be back real soon. is good, just an ankle sprain. And Jason Kelsey, 145 most consecutive starts in franchise history. The Jags, well, I thought that he wasn't playing, so he was playing. So they got that kid who played in the CFL, Nathan Rourke, but that didn't come to fruition. He's still playing. Yeah. Travis Etienne had 2 touchdowns. He's been playing well. Jamar Chase, he got held, against Witherspoon, 0 catches and 2 targets. But he said they said how great he played. He goes, "LOL, hold that L." I love when they put that stuff up. They're putting up what they play. You lost the game, guys. I'm glad you guys played good games, and I'm glad you guys are getting done. But you lost the game. And I think what Jamar said right there, you held them, we held them without a catch, blah blah blah. Who won the game? Bengals won the game. In the end, that's all that matters, right? Bengals are 3-3. The season could have went down the shitter, but it didn't. Now the thing is, last year Hayden Hurts through 6 games, 23 catches, $178, 2 touchdowns. Bengals tight ends this year, 16 receptions for 107 yards, no touchdowns. And the win against Seattle, 2 for 9. That is not good. And he told reporters he's 7-Eleven. He's always open. He's wearing a 7-Eleven chain. He's got a new marketing deal with 7-Eleven. Good for him. Yeah, Sammy put something up. Sammy Block, Michigan's cousin. P.J. Walker beat the undefeated Niners. Zach Wilson beat the undefeated Eagles. Tyrod inches from beating Josh Allen. Yes. And listen, Niners are playing some good D. They're getting it done. And I was asking Jason about San Diego, man. Another bad loss. Game they could have beaten the Cowboys. And I know Daniel's not happy with Dak Prescott, but they got the win. And 21 sacks in 4 games. Dak's 5-1 on Monday Night Football. Khalil Mack had 7 sacks in 2 games. Well, had 1. I thought he was going to have more. No running game from the Cowboys or the Chargers. So didn't get the job done. But hey, they got the win. And winning ugly is better than it's better to win ugly than lose, right? Only 1 sack, but Monday marked the 19th time in the past 2 seasons where Dallas had 15 plus quarterback pressures. Chiefs, 15 games, and the Bills, 13. 19. So the D is getting the job done. Yeah. He had 272 yards passing, 40 rushing. They got the job done, man. 312 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Pollard had a 60-yard catch. Really didn't run the ball. CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches for $117. I had Ferguson who did shit, so he's gone. I'm done with him. No more. No mas. Cowboys 4-2 on a bye. Chargers are at the Chiefs. James Robinson was picked up by the Packers. Kyler Murray is probably going to be playing quarterback soon. 3 to 10 days since he's played a game. Him and Buda Baker should be playing soon. 1-5 with Josh Dobbs. Hasn't been played well. Ken Summers says, why not give Clayton Tune the shot in Seattle? Josh Dobbs. Completion percentage last 2 games under 50%. 5.5 yards at attempt, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 3 missed TDs. To Hollywood Brown, I say, Anthony Richardson shut it down for the season. Make a full recovery. Grover Stewart, one of the best NFL run stoppers, suspended without pay 6 games. 4th-round pick out of Albany State, is in the final year of a 3-year, $30.8 million. Lose $3.4 million. And again, a guy says, I want to apologize. I was surprised, disappointed. Like, how do you not know you're doing that? I just perplexes me when I read this stuff. How does this constantly happen? How does this happen all the time? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't. He can return week 14 for a road game against the Bengals. But I'm just always perplexed when I see this stuff. Yeah. Pats are 10-18 last 28 games. And they had this was Andrew Callan had a stat. Broken tackles last 4 games. Ramondre Stevenson 6, Kendrick Bourne 4, Ezekiel Elliott 3, Farrell Brown 2. And 2 of those guys weren't on the team in mid-August. Yeah, Zeke and Farrell Brown, right? And Rex Ryan said, this team sucks. Where's the fight? Where's the energy? Where's the passion? I don't see it. Everybody loves getting on the Patriot bash wagon. Everybody does. They're the only NFL team yet to score 21 points or more this season. 20 points against the Eagles in week 1 remains the season high in scoring, and they have now lost 3 straight games. I mean, that's bad, man. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, Jacoby Myers in the first half against his former team had 5 catches, 61 yards, a touchdown, 3 first downs. an offensive pass interference, no catches second half. In 5 games this season, Juju Smith-Schuster, 25 more yards total in the season, 1 more first down and 1 fewer touchdown. Yeah, Juju not getting the job done. The Patriots no longer own the worst pass offense and worst rush offense in the NFL. They're 31st in both. First TD in 3 games, Zeke took a direct snap. So the Broncos have most losses by 3 points or less in the past 2 seasons with 7. The Chargers and Raiders are second and third by 3 points in that span. The Chargers with 6, the Raiders with 5. AFC least, not the West. And there's a chance DC defensive coordinator Vance Joseph could be gone from the Broncos. Rex Ryan's, that's what they talk about. I keep hearing Rex Ryan. I heard that in the offseason. But they had a good good game against the Chiefs. 19 points. And if I hear more about Devontae Adams once out, then let him go. Get rid of him. Brian Hoyer. Oh, my God. 25th in scoring, and Brian Hoyer is the quarterback. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, come on. Yeah, and Michael Meyer, who I got rid of, had his best game, 5 for 75. But I'm like, I'm not waiting for him to come around. Not even close. Yeah, Tyson Bagent is now going to be quarterback. In December, he threw 2 interceptions and was sacked 8 times against Colorado School of Mines. Now he's going to start against the Raiders on Sunday. From Shepherd University to the NFL. And they got Trace McSorley. I like Trace McSorley. Good college player. Justin Fields is out. Yep. Got a lot of guys missing games this year. Oh, and they were saying that G.J. Moore has college. This was his quarterbacks at Maryland in college. Mac Bordenschlager, Ryan Bland, Kasim Hill, Tyrell Pigrome, Perry Hills, Calabro, Shane Cockerill, Dax Garman, and his old Cam Newton. This is pros. Justin Fields, Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Baker Mayfield, Taylor Heineke, P.J. Walker, Kyle Allen, Will Grier, Jacob Eason, Garrett Gilbert, and Tyson Bagent. Wow. And, yes, the Rams-Lions trade, Goff is 17 games, last 17 games with the Lions, 13-4, 4,400 passing yards and change, 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Yeah, he's going to be up for – they said Hendon Hooker could be a guy that other teams – I know he's 25 – they said that's someone the Pats could look at because they think that Mac Jones is on the way out with the Pats. They're pretty much done with it. Yeah, which I could see happening. And Aiden Hutchinson is awesome. It had 1 pressure yesterday after at least 6 in every game in the game last Sunday. Unbelievable. And Dave Montgomery will be out a bit with a rib injury. So Jahmyr Gibbs is coming back. He's going to get a lot of touches. That's what I read. They said that Lions Chiefs could be Super Bowl preview. We'll see how that goes. Max Crosby, first 6 weeks, most pressures. He's right ahead of Hutchinson and Bryce Huff for the Jets. Chase Young, who could be traded. Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, and Jadeveon Clowney, who's having a resurgence. The Vikes host San Francisco Monday Night Football. McCaffrey, serious injury avoided. It's going to be a pain tolerance thing. We'll see how that goes. It was their first regular season loss since week 8 of last season. And Purdy was trying to become the second quarterback to win his first 11 starts with Big Ben. Didn't happen. Well, they did miss the field goal at the end. So, can't win everything. Yeah. So Brock Purdy has 2 fourth-quarter comeback game-winning drive attempts in his career. Robbie Gould missed a 41-yard game-winner, a field goal for Raiders in 2022. They won an OT after picking off Stidham. And Jake Moody missed a 41-yard field goal on Sunday. And they had a turnover margin 2-1 in that game, and they still lost the game. Yeah, I saw Baker Mayfield with the bloody finger. Tyreek Hill's on pace to 814 receiving yards, on pace for 2306, which would blow away Calvin Johnson's 1964. He's the first player in NFL history with 4 games with at least 150 receiving yards in the first 6 games of the season. Yeah, he's awesome. I think he should be MVP. He's been that good. Jalen Ramsey could be back before the Week 10 bye, which would be great for them. And they're averaging the gap between Miami and Buffalo is 2.02 yards per play. That's for the best teams through Week 6, 8 yards per play this season. Buffalo's second, 5.98. And the gap between Buffalo and the Giants at 32nd is 2.06. So think about that. The gap between second and 32 is 2.06. The gap between 1 and 2 is 2.02. That's how good they've been this season. Yeah, they are amazing. Yeah, Desmond Ritter could be on the bench. Taylor Heineke could be starting for him. They've led for only 12.7 of their offensive snaps, only ahead of the Jets. Jets have only been ahead in a game 8.9%, and the Giants 7.9. They suck. Yeah, Jamal Adams got fined. I guess Bobo got the rookie wide receiver for the Seahawks got evaluated and said he could go in, so they fined him $50,000. He got into an argument when against the Giants and took him out of the game. And DK Metcalf, as he said, he's going to be better. 15-yard infraction. He said, I'm not going to change. So of course, they never are going to change the way they play. You know, I mean, knocking guys down. Yeah, make penalties. You know, this is the guy I am. He has 337 through 5 games. Guy's amazing. But, you know, hey, yeah, Geno Smith did not play well last week either. But, yeah, but Devon Witherspoon, the rookie out of Illinois, he's the real deal. And, yeah. Oh, I don't know if Tannehill's going to play this week. He went off with an ankle injury. And I'm not crazy about a Super Bowl in Europe. So Rams have some running back problem. Kyron Williams is injured. So former Ram Darrell Henderson. So Royce Freeman and Zach Evans, the rookie out of TCU, is going to get some playing time running back. I'm going with Deontay Foreman for the Bears because all the guys are hurt this year. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Jeremy Chin, Panthers safety, quad injury. He's going to be out for up to 6 weeks. That's not good for them. Brian Burns could be traded. I heard about that the offseason. We'll see if that happens. Frank Reich is handling the game. And Paul, play calling duties to offensive coordinator Thomas Brown. They're 0-6. Only NFL team without a win this season, averaging 18.7 a game. That's not Pat Freiermuth, the tight end for the Steelers, hamstring out this weekend against the Rams. And Terry McLaurin against the Giants in 7 games, 100 yards receiving 3 times, 70 yards each time, 3 TD receptions. And Emmanuel Forms, the rookie first-round pick, has been toast this year, so he's getting on the bench. I guess we'll see what happens there. And Sam Howell currently has more completions than Tua and Jared Goff, more passing yards than Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow, more passing TDs than Jalen Hurts and Matthew Stafford, and a better passer rating than every quarterback in his class besides Brock Purdy. And he's doing that while being the most sacked quarterback in the entire league, 34 sacks. Thank you, NFL Rookie Watch. Yeah, CJ Stroud is having a good season too, but he did not play great on my fantasy. And this is crazy. Kansas City. First 100 starts. Brady 82-18. Manning 80-20. Mahomes 80-20. But this is crazy. So Manning actually had 5 losses where he came out of the game early for playoff rest, so he could have the best record, but he also has 1 Super Bowl win compared to 2 each for Brady and Mahomes in these stretches. Brady has the best record with the worst stats, but also the most help on defense. The Patriots averaged 27 points per game and allowed 16.8 a game. Colts averaged 27.4 a game and allowed 18.7, where the Chiefs scored 30 per game and allowed 22 a game. So winning 80% of your games with your defense giving up 22 a game and still going 80-20 is amazing, right? I mean, that's crazy, right? That's bonkers, right? Yeah. And Chiefs have blown a fourth quarter lead in 5 of Mahomes' first 25 starts. Not unheard of. Rodgers 5 in his first 14, Peyton 5 in his first 18, Drew in his 520, 5 in his first 21, Brady 5 in his first 137. Isn't that crazy? Casey scored 24 plus in all 5 games. That still wasn't enough. I mean, so if you go by 24 plus points and blew fourth quarter leads, 5 and 25. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that when you go into the games where if they score 24 plus points, it's amazing that they with that many points, they lost games. They scored 24 plus points in all 5, but that still wasn't enough to win the goddamn game. Yeah. And how about Iowa tight ends? 5 years, since 2019, they've caught 837 passes for 9,502 yards and 65 touchdowns. Next 2 are Notre Dame and Miami, 912 catches for 9,375 yards and 76 touchdowns. T.J. Hawkinson, George Kittle, Noah Fant, Sam Laporta, who's lighting up for the Lions. And Terrell Owens got into an argument at a basketball game, and the guy hit him with a car Monday night. And he didn't. He got into an argument, and he drove the car into Owens' knee. No arrests were made. I just don't know what is wrong with people. Why would in Calabasas in California? So he got into an argument. Now this is interesting. NFL Plus is offering its subscribers 2 alternate streams for its live games. The new altcasts are the new NFL Vision stream, which will apply AI logic to show advanced metrics, and NFL Plus Stat Stream, which will identify skill players and list their box score stats. Pretty cool, right? And ESPN Bet, they have the 10-year, $2 billion deal, so everybody can gamble, which is, I think that's great. More gambling, the better. Yes, I mean, just great. Just fantastic. So you got Penn State, Ohio State today. That's the big game. And there's going to be a ton of scouts because you have Harrison Jr., who they misspell. How do you misspell names? Harrison Jr. It's not. They put Michael Harrison Jr. Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison. They put I just look at that. I'm like, guys, how are you so sloppy? They're terrible. This. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., Penn State left tackle Olu Fashanu. You have Kalen King, cornerback for Penn State, edge Chop Robinson, great name, and tight end Theo Johnson. You have JT. What is it? JT. And then you have JT. Who else? JT, tight end Theo Johnson, JT Tumaloa, Jack Sawyer, cornerback Denzel Burke, the defensive tackle Tyleek Williams, and tight end Cade Stover. You have Tennessee at Bama. Remember, Bama lost to Tennessee last year. You have UCF at Oklahoma. I'd love to see that loss. Air Force Navy, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Washington State at Oregon. That should be a good game. South Carolina, Missouri's played well. Tulane's hosted North Texas, Minnesota, Iowa. Iowa's not top 25 nation. Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Texas, Houston, that's on Fox. Virginia, UNC. Ole Miss, Auburn. Duke, Florida State at Florida State. That's at 7:30 ABC. Clemson at Miami. Miami sucks. Utah, USC. Arizona State at Washington. And UCLA, Stanford. And Missouri's punter Luke Bauer has more passing yards, 39, than the Iowa Hawkeyes, 37 on Saturday. And Iowa still managed to beat Wisconsin 15-6 to improve to 6-1. Missouri beat number 24, Kentucky 38-21. Liberty is 7-0. It's unbelievable. Jacksonville State beat Western Kentucky. I saw that. I saw Southern Alabama beat Southern Miss 55-3. And Brock Bowers, tightrope surgery on his left ankle. He could be done for the season. I mean, they said he could be back by the end of the season. But, Jesus. 41 catches, 567, 4 touchdowns. You don't replace the guy. He said you don't replace Superman. And Jimbo Fisher, 3-9 in his last 12 games against Power 5 with 8 straight losses on the road. Thank you, Kyle Umlang, for Aggie Fact. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, he thinks one guy on the message board said they should go after Kirby Smart. And James Madison is currently ranked higher than Clemson. The Dukes joined the FBS in 2022. The Tigers won the Natty in 2018. Yeah, and they can't go to a they have to have 2 years in the FBS to go to a playoff game. And Rich Rodriguez got a $10,000 bonus for 6 wins of the season. Tanner Mordecai for Wisconsin broke his left hand against Iowa, so he's out. Broke his hand against the helmet of Jay Higgins. That happens more often than you think. So redshirt freshman Braden Locke moving forward, transfer to Mississippi State. See how that goes. Yeah, and they said that what they say, if Ryan Day, if he goes 0-2 against the Big Three, they don't think he'll get fired, but it'd be $46 million to buy out Ryan Day. So, but there's going to be heat on him. I guess we'll see what happens. They'll have a 6th straight sellout crowd for Texas today, which I will miss. They say that Sarkisian said Malik Murphy and Arch Manning continue to grow. See what happens there. New book from Deion Sanders. Yay, he's reading another book. Motivation book titled Elevate and Dominate 21 Ways to Win on and Off the Field on March 12th, 2024. Fantastic. And they only drew 3.29 million in their loss to Stanford, which I think got me sicker. So I stayed up to watch the game, and my bad. Yeah. Pat McAfee's now given every time someone tries to make a kick. Guy blew it last week. This week I watched, but last week a guy, he offered 60, and then he made the second for 30,000. And Purdue's doing 45.4 million in upgrades, new end zone student section, premium lounges, patios, new athlete dining hall, new team entrance. Graham Mertz was named the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Hey, they're 5-2, playing better ball. They beat South Carolina, where after the game, Shane Beamer kicked something and broke his foot. 41-39 loss. Air Force starting quarterback Zach Larrier injured his knee in their win against Wyoming. Yeah, so he's out. So they're going to have to get someone else to play quarterback. Yeah, I guess. And he's the only guy that really throws the ball. They play at Navy on Saturday. So who's going to start? Jensen Jones. He's attempted just one pass in his career. But ran for 190 and 5 scores. I love them. Yeah, James Madison. Jalen Green came with 4.5 career sacks, had 5 in the win. And NCAA President Charlie Baker sent Virginia Attorney General Jason Myers a letter rejecting the Attorney General's request. James Madison received a waiver for postseason eligibility in its second year of FBS transition. And actually, someone put up, what was it, Reddit? Or no, one of the college football. So they can't go to a bowl game, and who else can't go to a bowl game? I had this. Yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. Okay, so they can't say no to the James Madison Jacksonville State. So Sunday, December 10th, this is the day after the Army-Navy's the last permissible regular season day allowed by the NCAA. No waivers are needed to schedule a game on this day. NCAA bylaw 17.11.5. Clarence T.C. Ching Athletic Complex in Honolulu. Any FBS team playing a game in Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico may play an extra regular season game without a waiver. That's bylaw 17.11, 6.2, 1G. Both teams have 6 wins amongst the first FBS teams to hit that mark. They're barred by the NCAA from postseason games. Hawaii is a really fun place. They cannot stop them. This is illegally a regular season game, but functionally a postseason game. We've talked to the school about this and don't know if they're interested, but I think that's kind of cool. Reddit college football, I kind of like the idea. I like it a lot. Yeah. Like it a lot. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually thought that was very cool. So the Mercury are going to pay former Magic assistant Nate Tibbetts is going to be the highest paid coach. I don't know why he should get paid more than any of the female coaches. And Fisa Collier said, don't get me wrong, I'm glad coaches are getting paid, but it's kind of crazy they're making 4 times more than the highest paid players. Yes. And Wilson, Stewart, and Thomas Knapp, unanimous first-team All-WNBA. Brianna Stewart, aces Asia Wilson, and Connecticut Suns Alyssa Thomas, who's a triple-double machine. Satu Sabali from the wings, and Nafisa Collier, Minnesota, round out the starting 5. Second team, Kelsey Plum. Jackie Young from the Aces, Liberty's Sabrina Ionescu. The Sparks, Nika Ogumuke, and the Storm's Jewel Lloyd. Yeah, so, yeah, that's right. It's pretty awesome. NBA season pretty close. Someone got a Ben Simmons tattoo on his chest, and Coach Vaughn thinks that Ben is going to lead the team. Jacques Vaughn said Simmons' return. He said he wanted to lead the Nets. Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, and Terrence Mann could be signing brand. They all signed well. I know Embiid started with Skechers. They have only a couple days to extend Emmanuel quickly. Shaw Marion thinks that the Suns have a realistic chance to win a championship. I don't know. And so Terry Stotts was the assistant coach with the Bucks, former head coach when Dame was in Portland, and they were having what was happening? They were having a coach's huddle. Stotts was talking to the players. Adrian Gifford said, well, you got to come with the coach's stuff. There was a little friction right there, and Stotts decides to say, he stepped down, so he's gone. So he's no longer with the team. And Giannis tagged Christian Wood on the picture. He posted blocking him. Yeah, and Christian Wood said, "We'll see you during the regular season now in the Lakers, but they won't see each other until March 8th." I'm like, okay. And Klay Thompson doesn't have an agreement, but he said they're not going to let him affect them. It's in the final year of a 5-year, $189.9 million. I guess something will happen there. Kevin Porter was traded to OKC from Houston and then waived. And there was a bunch of draft picks, but the Thunder will pay $16.9 million. And now his girlfriend is not. Now I read she's not saying that. I guess she got choked allegedly. That she's changing her story, which is crazy. And they have a lot of players on the roster. Crazy. James Harden, I don't care. Yeah, Wemby. They said the Spurs are set to play 19 games on ESPN, ABC, TNT, or NBA TV, including 4 of the first 8. They were on the WNBA. They were on TV once last season, and Peloton became the official fitness part of NBA and WNBA. Good for them. I do see them on the sidelines of. I know they're working with Michigan football, and I saw Kareem stats 54 years ago in his NBA debut: 29 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks, in a 48-minute NBA. He played the whole game. Averaged 29 points, 15 rebounds, Rookie of the Year, All NBA second team, All Defensive second team, third in MVP voting. Oh, and they said that there's going to be a lot of money coming in the NBA. A lot of money. The new partners and everything could be up to north of $75 billion, and 50% of league revenue goes to the players. That is a lot of shekels. And how about this? Omar Manaya's son Justin will be in the opening night roster for the Blazers. He signed a 2-way contract with the Blazers. Undrafted out of Providence, 2022, played a year in G League and earned a spot with the Blazers in preseason. Congrats to him. And Blazers coach Chauncey Billups said to Scoot Henderson, he said, "I told him I'm going to be what I needed as the 3rd pick in the draft. At 20 years old, I'm going to be that guy for you. I promised him that." Good. They might go to East-West for the All-Star game. I'm okay with that. Talk about Iguodala, Reebok. First signing by Shaq was Angel Reese. I think that's great. Love it. Loved it. Yeah. And I saw the AP top LSU first time ever is the preseason #1 team in the country. I love that. Pac-12 6, the most. SEC, ACC, and Big Ten 5. First couple weeks, LSU playing Colorado. The Dump facing USC on opening night in Vegas. Notre Dame and South Carolina also play each other that day in Paris. So LSU, UConn, Iowa 3, then South Carolina. Preseason Michigan women are, hey, Mr. Peabody, how you doing there? Good to see you. Let me give you a little wave. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I've been talking way too long. I just apologize. I've been on for almost 2 hours, but I had way too much material. Where did I see? UNC is women 17, and Michigan's tied for 25th. Yes, I saw that. And Layla Filia is one of 20 players from Michigan to be named to the Hoop Hall Ann Myers Drysdale Watch. She is representing the U.S. at the 2023 FIBA Women's America Cup and won a silver medal. She averaged 17 points, 4 rebounds, and assists last year. Yes. UConn. Oh, Paige Beckers is ready to play this year. She wants a title. Yes. She is ready to play. Yeah, she is. St. John's is going to be good this year. How about this? Michigan men's basketball has never finished worse than 10th in the Big Ten standings. The last time they finished 10th, you have to go back to 1967. This team was picked 11th in the Big Ten media poll. Yeah, they're not going to be good. And the men's, Duke came in at 2. UNC is not. Oh, is UNC in the men's? Yeah, 19, which I think is bullshit. So it's Kansas, Duke, Purdue, Michigan State, Marquette, UConn, Houston, Creighton, Tennessee, and Florida Atlantic. Love that. Love Florida Atlantic in the poll. So North Carolina began the first preseason #1, not even to make the tournament. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. UConn's rings are huge. They said Baycott, he said he's down in size. Playing lighter should help his ankles. St. John's is seriously looking to kick some ass. I'm going through the rest. What I really want to talk about. I talked about Kim Ng out. They took her. They took away her power. She didn't feel like she had control. I think that was a bullshit move by the owner for her. I wasn't happy about that. My principal owner, bullshit, called bullshit, and that. And she turned down the Boston job. Nobody wants to work for the Red Sox. And they said the payrolls, the teams in the playoffs, you have the third, fourth, and sixth highest payrolls, and then you have Arizona, which is 119 million, which is at the bottom of the barrel. But how about that? And Trevor May announced his retirement, and he told the A's owner John Fisher, "Sell the team, dude. Sell it, man. Let someone who actually takes pride in the thing they own something. Take mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork. And also, if you're going to be a greedy fuck, own it. There's nothing weaker than being afraid of cameras. There's one thing I really struggle with this year, not just eviscerating that guy. Do what you're going to do, bro. You're whatever. All right. Well, so you didn't. We're a fan. Yeah, Dave Roberts come back. Red Sox. There's going to be a Ohtani documentary coming to Disney Plus in November. Acuna had a good. Oh, and Nolan Arenado streak of 10 consecutive Gold Gloves is over. And actually, what I see, Mookie Betts is right fielder, and as he's up for right fielder and up for utility. I saw that. Is there any Yankees? Rizzo is up. Rizzo's one of the finalists. Rizzo and Volpe. Volpe's a finalist too. Anybody for the National League? I would think that, Lindor. I was seeing if in the outfield. No, that's it. That's all she wrote. Huh? Jeez. Damn. So, the Formula One, I thought we NWSL playoffs this weekend. England qualified. Messi scored 2 goals. Friday. So they already had the NWSL playoffs, and I missed it last night. NWSL playoffs. All right, last night. See more. Reign beat Angel City 1-0. Ooh, Angel City done. So tomorrow we got Courage versus Gotham City, and the Thorns will play the winner of the Courage of FC, and the Wave will play the Reign. So that's over. All right. Yeah. Damn. So that kind of sucks. Yeah. I saw that. I was like, okay, so that's it. Yeah. And NWSL. And Messi is making a contract $20.4 million. He earns more than the entire payroll of all but 3 MLS teams and twice as much as every player combined in Orlando City. Yeah, cool. Well, hey, listen, he's making a shitload of money. Well, come on. He makes a lot of money. Rhode Island is a mystery millionaire is personally guaranteed backing completion of Rhode Island's $124 million pro soccer stadium. 11,000-seat stadium, home to future USL club Rhode Island FC. Okay, Neymar tore his ACL and meniscus. The New York City Football Club $780 million stadium district has passed the key approval. 25,000 seats, 250-room hotel, affordable housing in Queens next to Citi Field, set to open in 2027. And how about this? Showtime, boxing, MMA done. Bellator done. Boxing done. 37 years, in nearly 38 years. They had 3 of the biggest gates this year, over 20 million, and it's done. I mean, HBO done. Now Showtime done. 2,000 bouts. Tyson, Holyfield, Mayweather, Pacquiao. Inside NFL from 2008, 2021. MMA, including Strikeforce, Elite XC, and, of course, Bellator. Prime boxing champions will exit boxing programming. Showtime will exit boxing, so that's over. So they're going to look for deals with Amazon and DAZN. What the hell, man? They had 3 fights of 20-plus million. You had Alvarez versus Charlo, Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, Crawford versus Errol Spence, gates of over 21 million. Just crazy, man. 750 cards, nearly 2,000 bouts. Yeah, crazy. They got Hagler versus John the Beast Mugambi. That was their first one ever. Yeah, and Mayra Bueno Silva, who beat suspended 4.5 months, and her July win over Holly Holm was overturned as a no contest. She tested positive for ritalinic acid, which is said in August was medication for attention deficit hyperactive ADHD. Yeah, so it was, she said she apologizes. She was looking for a competitive advantage, and she's got ADHD. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. So 5 sports: cricket, squash, lacrosse, baseball, softball, and flag football come to the Olympics. And Netflix Cup, which it's not golf major championship. Who cares? Let's see, did I miss anything else? Drive to Survive. It's full swing. Stars set to face off and live. Netflix. Don't care. And there's men now. Artistic swimming. Bill May is in the artistic swimming for the 2024 game. First male. And 2 new books with Serena Williams. A memoir, inspirational book will be the second book. Congrats to her. Coco Gauff donated her U.S. Open winning outfit and shoes to the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport, Rhode Island. Congrats to them. Did I miss anything else today? What did Hal send me? Yankee fans reacting to Altuve. Now let's see what this one is. And my cousin just sends me this all the time. He just sends me nonstop about his Astros. Like they're the greatest team ever. I'm like, dude, you've won 2 championships. You've won 2. It's not like you've won 8,000. And it's like, wow, he's just like the greatest team ever. Like no other teams play baseball except his Astros. He talks about, we suck because we boo our players. So we're nice to everybody. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. I can't go. I'm actually excited. If I had to sit through a Rangers Astros game tomorrow, that would have been torture for me. Torture for me. Yeah, torture. Did I miss anything else? Bobby Charlton, 86. Buffalo Bills. Yeah, news break isn't real news. Yeah. Did I miss anything else? No. CJ Stroud is back at the dump. Fantastic. So excited that he's there. Yeah. All right. So let's get to some trivia questions because I did way too long a show today. All right. Last show's trivia question was. God damn it. Come on, guys. All right. Oh, yeah. So most no-hitters, 1-hitters, 2-hitters, and 3-hitters by one player. Nolan Ryan, 7 no-hitters, 12 1-hitters, 18 2-hitters, and most 3-hitters, Nolan Ryan. Today's trivia question: who scored the most touchdowns through the team's first 6 games of the season? What NFL player has scored the most touchdowns for the first 6 games of the season? Because Raheem Mostert of the Dolphins has 11 through 6 games. Only 4 players have scored more. Who scored the most touchdowns ever in NFL history for the first 6 games? So, Mr. Peabody, thank you for being here. Alexia, thank you so much. Jim, thank you so much. I'm going to have on Big. Yeah, I got to find out where the. Oh, I kept it open, so I got a Big. That's what I wanted to check to see how Stockton's doing. Stockton was playing 11 o'clock. Stockton's Saka. No, I want right now. No. They are 6-0. Holy shit. Wow. 6-0. Wow. So who is a goal? Oh, 3-4. Wow. They're up 6-0, dude. What a game. 6-0 in the second half. Like 10 minutes left. Wow, kicking ass. I'm glad he's there today. Wow. So yes, and I have on. What I want to make sure I get this big. I have on the former Mr. Matt Golden on Monday, so I'm very excited for that. Send my love to Gumbo Chef. Well, I'll see him to work the train tomorrow. August again, kicking ass. Good luck, SUNY Morrisville today against SUNY Brocksport. Oh, not, really? I thought. Listen, Josh, you didn't say a word the whole goddamn show. I thought you were. If you were here, give me some input, dude. I was talking forever. It's like talking to myself. All right, Josh. As always, thank you for listening today. Different Breed was on the show today. Alexia was on the show today. Thank you, Bumbles. Thanks for the great stuff. Lanker, Bill, Harris. It was good talking to Amy the other day. Send my love to Sam, Carol, my ma, Mrs. S. Michigan have a good time in Florida. She's there this weekend. Hal, Dom enjoyed the Houston, Texas game. Fuck the Astros. Fuck them all. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck the Astros. Lanker, Eric, thank you. Eric, Gloria, the Core Four, Steven. I'm forgetting. Teddy, was good talking to you. Bill, Bill wants to be in the show too. So and anybody, I'm trying to get my UNC hockey on, and maybe they're camera shy. So if you have anybody, I'd love to have people on that want to talk sports, stories. That's what I'm here. Tell stories, because I had so much material today. I had to get it out of my head. All right. So peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Adios. Talk to you soon.